Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your friend Cyber Insane CI. And what are we going to see in this today's session is that how endpoint detection and response works when it comes to the EDR inner working. And you might have wondered, like, how does the EDR work uh, in both the ways, in red teaming as well as in the blue teaming? Okay, so basically, guys. When we talk about endpoint detection and response, okay, imagine like you are working in one assignment of red teaming, and it might be an external red teaming or internal red teaming. Okay, so you have been asked to run something malicious on your system just to check the effectiveness or the capabilities, or I would say the readiness of the EDR. Okay, and that is something gives a CISO a comfort zone. Like, hey, all my controls are safe and secure. Okay, so in this entire session, we are going to see uh, some theory, and after that, I will walk you through a demo, a live demo, like how does the EDR work and what to be done in terms of what do you say, blocking, or in terms of detecting EDR and taking actions against it. Okay, so guys, let's get started. So, if you think from a red teamer's point of view, uh, you are dropping something on the disk, or let's take an example of you have breached into the internal segment of any organization. Okay, and since you are working on the red teaming assignment, now you are doing something to gain an access to the system. Okay, but you are not able to get it because, like, you are encountering, or you are getting encountered with something which is protecting on the system. Okay, which is not allowing you to do uh, in a legit way. Okay, so from the red teamers lens, uh, you are doing something and you are trying to bypass something, or you are trying to gain a reversal on the system, but you are not able to get it. Now from the blue team's lens, like blue team, like SOC or same SIM experts, they get an alert like, hey, something is happening in the infrastructure. Okay, something is happening on the system. So what to do? Like, some malicious things are happening, or something like very legit activity is happening. That is the job of a SOC team. Okay, so they these are the what I would say, day in day out activity for SOC people, and they're very cognizant, they're very vigilant in that sense, and they're always ready to share the input like, hey, something is happening, take action against it. Okay, so the telemetry plays a crucial role when it comes to the EDR detection and response. Telemetry means if something malicious is happening on the system, then what exactly that file is doing, you will get a schema, you will get the entire picture, like that we are going to see in the demo session. Like, I'm opening some executable in the Windows environment. Okay, if it is a malicious one, if it is a legit activity process, then what is happening? Okay, again, gone are the days of antiviruses, because I still remember we used to play in antiviruses, installation of the antiviruses like Norton or McAfee. These are the veterans in this industry. Okay, uh, so antiviruses, antiviruses were there in back in 2010 up to 2015, I would say. But after that, EDR took over the market. Okay, and now we have XDR, we have MDR, like that. Okay, and then the traditional antiviruses played a crucial role when it comes to the viruses, trojans, or detection of any kind of rats like that. For example, Redloff was a virus. Okay, so Redloff virus was replicating the files, and it was that time it was trying to uh, create some more malicious files just to make sure like a hacker is increasing your disk space utilization. Okay, those kind of viruses nowadays we have seen the ransomware and all those stuff malwares. These are taking taking what is it, these are playing a role when it comes to the malicious activities. So how to detect and prevent these kind of activities, and how does this EDR and all the stuff work? Okay. So as we spoke about the telemetry, we spoke about the agent. So basically, in EDR, in any EDR, there are two parts. Okay. First is your agent, which will be sitting on your uh, system. Okay, and it will be monitoring the activities, the services, or the processes running on the system. And as soon as it gets some information from the system, like, hey, something malicious is happening, it will provide these details to the server. Okay, and then the connection will happen like this. Okay, the agent will share the data to the server will capture, and server will say you like, hey, I found something which is critical malicious like that. So it's a kind of agent and server game. Okay, so when an EDR gets its signal, it's a very crucial thing to know about the EDR's inner working. If you are a red teamer, if you are a SOC people, then there is a API hooks because see, if you talk about Windows APIs, there are hundreds of APIs available. For example, in Win32 Windows API, we have a virtual alloc, so it will allocate the virtual memory like that. Okay, create process or create thread like that. Okay, those processes are called. Okay, some of those processes are called legitimate. We can call it as a legitimate. Okay, but some of the APIs are vulnerable, are malicious. Okay, so it depends on the intention of a hacker, I would say honestly. Okay, and again, then we have like event tracer, like we have ATW, we have Windows event viewer, which logs and which monitors like what is happening on the server or on the system, and then it will create a particular ID. Like for example, let's take an example of 5555 is my event ID. Okay, so event ID will give a details to the EDR like, hey, something is happening. Okay, for example, if a hacker has created a secondary user, okay, maliciously, then it will flag like, hey, some user has been added like that. Okay, subsequently, if you are doing something from the Active Directory point of view, okay, you are adding a particular user to the domain admin group. Okay, and you are not a system admin, so it means you are not allowed, so it will immediately flag. Okay, like that. And then AMC, anti-malware scan engine, plays a crucial role when it comes to the Windows environment. So AMC is default installed on any Windows system. Okay, it's a proprietary thing from Microsoft. So it will detect like these are the malicious things are happening, and it will immediately inform the server, the EDR server, like, hey, something is happening, and then please take an action against it. Again, if we talk about EDR, how does it work? EDR actually checks the Windows API. So basically, Windows API are divided into two parts. One is your Win32 API, okay, and which consists of your create file or virtual log or create thread, create process like that. And then we have system calls. Okay, in system call, what happen is like in system call, NTDLL is called. Okay, NTDLL is a system file resides into the Windows System 32 folder. So if I'm an attacker and if I want to do a malicious thing on the system, what I will do is like I will create something, some exe, maybe with the use of MSF Venom is a framework which help you to create a malicious file, and then I will dump it on the server. Okay, that we are going to see in the live demo session. And then what will happen? So it will check whether the Windows 32 API is getting called or a syscall. Syscall usually starts with NT underscore or Z underscore like that. Okay. And again, there are two types of what to say layers that in any operating system that we have. Like we have user land, and then we have kernel land. Okay, so user land, it means you are doing something on your system. Okay, it is not touching upon the kernel. So kernel land, it means you are jumping from user land to the kernel land using the NT syscall or device drivers. Okay. So kernel callbacks, how does it work? As I've spoke about this process creation, a malicious file will first create a process or thread. Then thread is a part of process. Okay. For example, if you have open calculator.exe, okay, then under calculator.exe, you may see some processes, some sub processes that we call as a threads. Some threads are running. Okay. So threads are an integral part of any process. Okay. Then it will check whether any image is being loaded in a portable executable file, or it will check any DLL is getting executed in the memory like that. So EDR works in this way. And we spoke about ETW, event tracing for Windows, and MC anti-malware scan engine. So interface, sorry. So these both plays crucial role when it comes to the EDR bypasses. Okay, because you have to have some information about the target. Like if a target is a very old build by Microsoft, let's say if a target is Windows Server 2012 2012, and if you got an access to that system, then it is already end of life. Okay, there is no support from Microsoft, so you can take an advantage of the legacy systems, and you can play around it. Okay, so again, EDR bypass is, I mean, these techniques to be known by both the teams, and you should have something in your arsenal. Like, for example, red teamers, they use EDR bypassing techniques for gaining something, and the blue team is very cognizant, as I said. So they will check like, hey, something is happening, and how they are going to see like what is happening, that I'm going to cover in the demo. So again, EDR is all about telemetry. Okay, so if an executable which is getting executed, which is a malicious one, which is getting executed on the system, if it is not getting traced, or if it is not getting identified by any EDR solution, then it will not show anything in the telemetry. Okay, so telemetry is a thing like it's a heart, soul, and mind of any EDR. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, guys, so a quick demo on the inner working of EDR. Okay, all right. So now what I have with me, uh, I have my victim system, which is Windows Server 2022. Okay, and I will be using my RTG agent.exe, which is my EDR, my custom EDR. Okay, so we are not going to see anything on the commercial one. Okay, we are going to use our own EDR system. So what we are going to do is right now, I'm going to start my RTG agent on the system, which is a victim. Okay. So consider the scenario where you got an access to the system, this system, which is a malicious one, which is a victim, I'm sorry. And then you are dropping something on this system to gain an access. So I'm right now, I'm just copying these malicious files from my system to this system, but consider the scenario where this system has completely got compromised by a hacker. Okay, so now what happens if I keep it on running? Okay, as you can see, procmon, the process monitor is started, and it is under the monitoring phase, like what is happening on the system. Okay, and then I have my attacker system, which is my Kali, and in this Kali, I will be using my EDR server. Okay, now as you can see, my EDR server is running on the static IP like this. Okay, it is monitoring like what is happening. So as I said, like it's a agent, it's a client means agent, it's a client and server architecture. Okay, so what is happening right now? So guys, now you're going to see a live demo, like what happens if I copy my malicious file into the system, into the victim system. Okay, so as you can see, I have one bind DLL, okay, which I have created using MSF Venom. Okay, MSF Venom and all the stuff I'm going to cover this probably in the next series, next video series. So calci.exe is a legitimate file. It's a genuine one. Okay, I just copied from C drive system32, C drive Windows system32 folder. Okay, this is the legitimate file, and then this is a malicious file. Okay, so what will happen if I copy this malicious file and just drop it over here? Just keep a watch. As you can see, it is disappeared immediately. Okay, and it is saying that send 24 events to the server. So if I click on here on the server, I'm getting something, but I'm not getting telemetry, right? Because the telemetry you can see in the browser. Fantastic. Okay, so as you can see over here, suspicious file drop, so and so. Okay, so it will tell you, hey, why did I mark it as suspicious? Okay, it will tell you like, hey, create process was called, API was called, this is the API that we spoke about, create process or create thread, like that. And finally it will give you the entire what do you say, schema or entire steps, like what exactly is happening, why did I mark it as a malicious one. So accept and listen. Okay, uh, both are the what is it? Functions used for uh, listening to the uh, data on the particular network. Okay, for example, it's a socket call. Okay, so what exactly this malicious file does is like it's not a kind of reverse shell. It's a bind shell. It means what? It will create a shell to be listening on a particular port, 4444. It will open up this particular port and it will be listening to this particular port. So whoever wants to connect to this port, that attacker can directly call this 4444 IP and 4444 port and get a reverse shell. It's a bind call. Okay. So it will tell you like, hey, DLL, main DLL is called like this. Okay. And load library is a Windows 32 API. It is getting called like that. And at the end, it will tell you like, hey, the file is quarantined like that. Okay. And if you see the steps in detail, like it will tell you everything. Okay. Now, the commercial EDRs telemetry GUI, graphical user interface, can be different. Okay. So it is showing like, hey, a load library Win32 API is called, the DLL is called, okay. Then so many details are there. It is on a listening state. It is on an accept, bind state, accept state. Okay, create process is called like that in detail. Okay, and coming back to the victim machine, the file is gone. Okay, but if you can see the quarantine folder, it has been quarantined. Okay, quarantine, it means like it will do some containment. Okay, it will isolate this file, okay, from the location, and it will rename it to the quarantine so that it will not get executed by any attacker. Okay, like that. So uh, just a minute, guys. I want to show you. All right. So I'm just starting our custom RTGOS. Yeah, there we are. And then if you see like what is happening in this particular file, this one, which is a malicious one. So I will open up a terminal over here. Okay. And then it's Python 3 RTG Spectre. Okay. So basically RTG Spectre is our custom file. Uh, and then we use this file for the scanning of a malicious file, just to see like what is happening inside the file. And then if you give a command, like if you mention the DLL file, let me enlarge it. Yeah, and just hit enter. Now see what happens. Bingo. Now the Spectre will tell you like, hey, this is the hash of a particular malicious file. And then and guys, you can also upload this file into the platforms like VirusTotal. But again, if you are a red teamer, I would not recommend you to upload this file to the VirusTotal, because as soon as you upload a file to the VirusTotal, uh, it may share this file to all those AV and EDR vendors. Okay, so next time you won't be able to execute this. Okay, so again, don't do it for any malicious purpose. Okay, so any bad purpose. So now it is showing you, yeah, this one and this one, virtual allocation is executed. Right, process memory is a Windows 32 API is getting called. See, create process is getting called. Run DLL 32 is getting called. That's why it marked it as a critical word. And again, if you see the PDF report, it will generate a PDF report like that, and it will tell you like, hey, the verdict is critical. Yeah, here are the detailed findings. Attack chain. It will tell you like what steps this particular exe follows, like everything in detail. That's why it is getting marked as a malicious. That's it. It will give you a detailed telemetry, like what is happening. Anti-allocate virtual memory. I guess these are the recommendations, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, mitigations. Okay. So, guys, what I want to show you right now is that what will happen if I copy the legitimate file on the system, victim system. So we have a, as we spoke about calc.exe, I'm going to copy this file, okay, and I'm going to paste it on the victim machine. So 1 minute, let me close this. Let me save this machine. Yeah, it will take some time. I have some limited resources on my system, so that's why it is taking some time like that. So I'm going to copy this calc.exe, which is a legit file, genuine file, on the victim here. As you can see, the event, two events are created. Okay, two events are created again. Okay, and If you can refresh this page, no, this is not getting detected. Okay, because this is a legit file. See, I can also open this file, calculator, fantastic. And it is not marked as malicious, as you can see. Okay, so guys, that's it for today's session. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Please uh, uh, share this video with your colleagues or fellow red teamers, and please stay tuned. So this is Cyber Insane signing out until we meet again. Bye bye.